To Kill a Mockingbird by Harper Lee. This book was written in late 1950s and was published in the year 1960. It soon became a major success both in the United States and across the world, and especially when it was translated in other languages. And it also became best-selling in those languages too. The book also won a 1961 Pulitzer Prize, and Pulitzer Prize is given to fiction, nonfiction, the best nonfiction, fiction books, and other categories of arts. And Harper Lee tries really hard to put everything that she could gather about the subject and put in the novel in in the way that it is both beautiful from the perspective of literature and also from a perspective that it does a great social commentary. So this book is about racism uh, in a very provocative way, and the book is became soon became a part of curriculums around the world because it teaches a lot of uh, things about racism and how discrimination exists in our society. And Harper Lee, as we know, was born in Alabama, and Alabama is also the town that she writes in. Alabama was born in the state of Alabama, and Alabama is also the town the story is based in. Although the state in the story is Macomb, Alabama, which is a fictional town. Macomb is a fictional town in the story, and she uses these inspiration from her life, and only Harper Lee could write that this story because she knows how that racism and the fabrication of racism works in society, and she is aware of racism in a very subtle way, enough to write about it. So this book is about that. It has a great prose, and um, since the narrator of the story is a little girl, so it makes it more lively than anything else could be because it's from the perspective of the kid. And the book is beautifully demarcated, and the story and the plot is great, and it's really, how a story should unfold. Great plot. So what it's about, I've just told you, it's about the racism and how racism exists not only at one place. It exists across societies, it exists across institutions, it exists across judicial systems, exists across executives and the lawyers and the judges and the more or less everywhere, and it's very difficult to escape it. The story begins with this kid. So as I've just told, this the narrative of the story is a little girl, Scout Finch, and Scout Finch is and her brother Jem Finch are these two adventurous kids, as most kids are, and they run around town, do little things here there, and they try to explore the town around and the world around them, and they soon learn that their neighbor Boo Radley is rumored to be uh, to be uh, to be bad kid and something everybody should stay away from, and that's why he's locked in his house, never gets outside ever, and the father of the kid, Nathan Radley, is a very strict father. Is very austere and strict and doesn't let his kid out of the house. And they become obsessed with the idea what he's really like. We should meet him somehow someday. And the one kid moves across across the neighborhood, and although he's a vacationer, he's vacationing uh, at her aunt's house, and he's occasionally a vacationer, and he comes to the town, and his name is Dill, and Dill becomes friend with these two other kids, Scout and Jem, these two siblings, and they become obsessed with the idea we should find out what that kid is really like, and we should go and meet him. Maybe we should snuck into the house and do whatever we could do to meet him. And they are very, as kids are kids being kids, they are even to the fact that they are not allowed to meet this kid, and the kid is not allowed to meet any other kid. So the so they are trying to go against those norms and the permissions they need to do whatever. And it's also the year when Scout, this little girl, started to go to school, and she hates it. I mean, she really hates it with all her might. And with the fact that the fact that the kids hate school is more common than we realize. I personally did. So I think she goes to school and she hates it, and she soon learns this teacher, and this teacher found out that she already knows how to read, and she gets offended by the fact that why you know how to read, because it's the duty of the school to teach you, it's the honest of the school to teach you how do you know, and why it's like something like that. And she was like, well, my father taught me how to read, so what's wrong with that? And because the father of this little girl and Jem is lawyer and very educated man, tried to teach everything he could, all the ethics and the stories and the reading and whatever he could, because he's a lawyer. So let's just say he knows most things he could teach to kids. And she goes back to the school. She comes back, and I think she gets more convinced that school is not place for her. And then she goes, and there's this kid in school, Walter Cunningham, and he didn't bring the lunch money, and the teacher offers him little money. How about you have this money and go and have lunch? And he says that well, my parents says we shouldn't take uh, anything that we cannot repay. So he refuses that, which also somehow indicate the family values that are being inculcated in this little kid, Walter Cunningham. But he is invited to their house. Their uh, uh, this brother, uh, Jem, invite him to the house, and he mistakenly, uh, uh, you know, um, spread all the syrup, all across, all everywhere, and mistakenly. And this little girl gets mad at him. How dare you do that? It's my house. How you can treat like that? And these kids, the part I think I've left, these kids only have a single parent, is their father, who is educated man, Atticus Finch, who is a lawyer, a very well-educated man, lawyer, but not very rich. They also have a maid who is a black maid, black, and she takes care of these kids and more or less does what a mother is supposed to do, and she is mother to them. And she scolds this little girl and this little girl that you are not, just because this kid is poor, you're not allowed to treat him the way you know you think you can treat him. And she teaches this little girl that empathy and respecting others, even when they are not at your level or whatever you believe is your level. So that's the one lesson. And then as these kids are getting around, they they become obsessed with Boo Radley. Boo Radley's real name is Arthur Radley. Boo is just, I think it's a nickname. And they decide that we should get into his house and meet him. And they sneak into the house. And when that happens, the father of the kid, of the Boo, Arthur Radley, sees them that somebody is trespassing and shots a gunshot, and they hear the gunshot and they rushes out of the house and they are getting out of the house, and the gem left his pen, pens it somehow is stuck somewhere and he left his pen at the place and gets out of there, but he soon returns to get his pen back. And because in such activity you can accept little tearing of the pen, you doing something, such maneuver. And he finds his pen in well folded. It was torn off from a place, so somebody sewn it. So it is folded, sewn, well sewn, and it's folded and it's written. It's placed at is placed very nicely somewhere. And he gets his pen and gets out of the house. And And when that happens, this kid's father takes the cases of society and try to serve the society in whatever the way he could. He's a good man. So he takes the case of this person called Tom Robinson, who is being accused of a crime of raping a little white girl. And he is like he's not because the Atticus Finch is supposed to defend his clients, whatever allegations they are being accused of. So he takes the case, and he, in good spirit, and they these kids are being taught by everybody, like, why your father takes such a case because it's a black man. And not just because the fact that somebody is accused of a crime, everybody assumes that they are victim too. And because he's a black, so it becomes a default. You are black and you are accused of a crime, that means you are a convict. And so that's the one thing. And so he started defending this person who is being accused of this rape. And we soon learns that he didn't commit that crime. He didn't rape the little girl, but he's being accused of crime. And then we see the whole hypocrisy of the society and whole hypocrisy of the judicial system, whole hypocrisy of the institutions and the juries, that even if this person is innocent, they are not treating him as innocent just because he's accused and he's black. Everybody's assuming he should be imprisoned behind the bars, and we should try to put him in the most severe punishment we could. And that's what happening. And meanwhile, this Atticus Finch, the lawyer, is defending him. He's also getting a lot of criticism for the society and the backlash from the society. And his kids, who and not part of any ruckus, are being introduced to that, rage from the society, that why the hell your father is defending a black man, or uh, because the society believes he's a criminal already. And they are started to be get banished from the society, and everybody try to uh, uh, try to avoid them and not talk to them. And even if they interact with them, they throw insult at their father, and they call him names. And whenever they go to their relative's house, the kids call him their father certain name, their 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 relatives call them certain name, so this goes on. And they this so the other parallel of the story is this Boo Radley. And Boo Radley is being painted into a good person. He's not believed to be anything else. He's a good person because whenever they are in trouble, and this one time when when somebody comes from behind and put put a blanket around Scout, this little girl, and she didn't see who was, but Atticus Finch told her that it was Boo. He's a good person. And now the rumors are being altered and believe that actually the Boo is a good kid. And in the meanwhile, this story is also about that. And the it is very hard to convince the society that somebody who's black haven't committed a crime. And it was the story is fictional, of course, but the elements of the story are very live, very present in the society, and were present in the society at that period of time. And we see everything because it is something that the judicial system of America would suffer from uh, most time, because the person of the skin matters to them. It doesn't matter to them that whether the person commit the crime or not. It matters to them whether he or she is white or black or some other ethnicity. But those were the two common. I think that is being treated to by the judicial system. And so this is one thing. And then uh, the prose of the story and the monologue and the dialogues and the story is this great back and forth, and it somehow succeeds in delivering what the message it is supposed to be delivering, or what the writer of the novel Harper Lee thought it should be delivered. And the this is one thing. Now, as I'm telling you the story, the other thing is that it symbolizes, the the name of the title. The title of the novel is To Kill a Mockingbird. The title of the story should be To Kill a Mockingbird. So they did a great job in saying the title, like To Kill a Mockingbird. Next, what is To Kill a Mockingbird? Like, To Kill a Mockingbird, what? And it should be, and you find out later in the book, To Kill a Mockingbird is a crime. To kill a mockingbird is a sin. The title of the story should be To Kill a Mockingbird is a sin, but it would give away everything in a first breath. And To Kill a Mockingbird, and we say, what is what is so the father teaches the kids. Father, it's great. Father and teaches kid, you can shoot all the blue jays you want, but remember, it is a sin to kill a mockingbird. Mockingbird, in this case, symbolizes innocent people who sometimes are persecuted and sentenced to imprisonment they don't deserve for the crime they didn't commit. So, in this case, black people, and in particularly this case, Tom Robinson, he didn't committed any crime, and you are persecuted him. And why is that? Because, well, he's black. The stupid, and that's is is the plot. And he tried to defend this person, and he somehow he succeeds in painting to the audience and to the readers that this person, Tom Robinson, is innocent. And that's why trials are uh, for, because trial should assume that any person is innocent until proven guilty. you know that's why trial exists. you know and So as this person is being introduced through the process of trial, if you see every reflection of racism there, and being present intrinsically entrenched in their veins, in their soul, that they already have made their mind that who is guilty. And so he end up in jail, uh, because of course they already have assumed. So he end up in jail, the crime he didn't commit, for the crime he didn't commit. And when he tried to escape the jail, he's being shot dead. And that's like, you kill a mockingbird. That's the story. You killed it, and hence you committed a sin. You committed a crime yourself. You just killed an innocent person who didn't anything. And for of the very gruesome crime, raping a little girl. So that's the story. And the other parallel of the stories, minor parallel of the story, is this Boo Radley, who's also being painted. as this bad, evil person. He says, so the person, the society hates these little kids, and whenever their father was defending this black person, they are abandoned from the church. So this their maid, their black maid, California, takes them to black church, and they receive the most liveliest, warm feelings they ever been introduced, and everybody welcomes them. And they are exposed to other reality, other part of the reality that they might never have been exposed if it weren't for Tom Robinson. And in the end, the person who accused, this little girl, or this little girl's father, who accused this black person, Tom Robinson, of the crime, he started to threaten Atticus Finch and their kids, and he attacks, the little kids, uh, Scout and Jem, and who saves those little kids? And some person saves these little kids and takes them to place, and it later revealed that person was Boo Radley. So the major parallel of the story is this: Tom Robinson, who is accused of the crime and later is accused of the crime of raping little girl, and we soon learns that he didn't so. And the minor parallel of the story is this little kid, Boo Radley, who's believed to be evil and bad, and everybody soon learns that he is not. To Kill a Mockingbird by Harper Lee.